Hey retailers, welcome to this week's short live. I'm going to try and keep this to under 3 minutes. Today we're going to be talking about the best time to reduce your expenses as a retailer, or when the best time is to start anyway. So if you're watching this live, I'd love it if you could put in the comment section live. It just helps me know when the best time to do these videos are and who's watching and when they are watching. And if you conversely, or as well, if you're watching the replay, I'd love it if you could pop the word replay. If you find this content useful, smash the like button, tag somebody. That just really helps me spread the word. And, somebody, a retailer, may find this useful. So today, actually, the whole theme of this week is the concept about expenses in our retail business. And, it's a really simple concept. I'm sure many of us know about it. But really, when it comes to the topic of reducing expenses, retailers make the common mistake of really attending to their expenses when shit hits the fan, basically, or when you realize you've got a dramatic increase in your costs or your expenses. That's usually when we kind of buckle down and start to, really look at our expenses. And this is a really big mistake because if we're only looking at our expenses once a year or when shit hits the fan, so to speak, we're not really doing our business justice, right? We're not really able to continue the momentum. We might start, looking at our expenses during this time only. And, typically what happens is we tend to return back to our business, or we get distracted by the day-to-day running of our business. And what happens then is we neglect all the other suppliers and utilities and all the other expenses in our business. And so, the consequence of this is actually we're leaving a lot of money on the table as retailers. So, by and therefore reducing our profitability, and therefore also reducing the amount of cash that we have in the bank. And as we know, cash is super useful, especially to our retail business. Instead, what I want you to think about as a retailer is to actually start to systematize the way you look at your expenses, and systematize the way that you start to talk to your suppliers, systematize the way that you start to look at your utility bills and ring up providers and start to renegotiate these items. Because remember, if we have a system in place, one, it's automatic. And two, it's going to get done. And three, a great thing about a system is you can palm it off to somebody else, which is super important when you're running a business, I think, because you don't want to be caught in the weeds doing this kind of shit. What's going to happen is the result will be, when you start to have a system for reducing your expenses in your retail business, you might start to see a small reduction initially in your expenses. You might look at 0.5%, but if you have a system in place that compounds it over the 12-month period, you're going to have amazing reductions in your overall expenses, which will flush your bank account with cash. You're going to have more cash flow, greater profits as well. And you're going to have a more efficient business because you have a system in place for reducing expenses. So, the next time you're looking at your profit and loss statement and your expense ledgers, hopefully you're doing that, and you come to the situation where like, oh my God, this is just really boiling out of control. Take a step back, start to look at your business and look at the expense side of the business as how can you generate a system to then reduce your expenses over a period of time, and how to create a system that's going to be consistent, easy for you to follow, that's going to be reproducible, and also that's going to allow somebody else to take over the running of this system of reducing your expenses. Hope you found that useful. If you want more information on this stuff, just shoot me a direct message. My English has gone out the door today. So shoot me a message, and smash the like button. Let me know when you're watching this. And I look forward to speaking to you for a short segment live next week. So until then, take care. Catch ya.